we knew that our next house purchase would be one that we'd be staying in for some time. So we have very specific needs. We have 4 kids, so we needed a decent sized home. We had very specific requirements for location, close to schools and transport and so on. We just felt that we needed some help to just kind of hone in on that. We're quite busy people as well, so we had, we had weekend time, but not always. And having 4 kids following you around everywhere on the weekend, looking at homes and so on, is a challenge for a lot of families. And so that's the reason why we actually looked at Property Buyer to help us out with the purchase. Yeah, look, we knew that with the price that we want to pay for a house and the value of that house, we knew that we needed to get that right. The market when we purchased was in a funny place. Prices were going all over the place. They were high, they were low, and we were buying in a part of the market where we needed to be quite careful. And that was one of the primary reasons. We knew that a buyer's agent had some specific knowledge about the market, but also about how real estate agents worked. And so we wanted kind of some inside assistance with that, and that's the other reason why we actually chose a Property Buyer. We'd heard about the great work that Property Buyer was doing for some other people out there, and then we met Rich from Property Buyer, and look, we found him to be just very straightforward, very knowledgeable, and very honest, and that had a big impact on us. And so that's the reason why we actually chose Property Buyer. Yeah, look, we found they have a very transparent process. So right up front, they actually tell you what it's going to cost, how they're going to actually deliver their service, and it comes across, they come across, very honest, very transparent, and just people of great integrity as well, particularly Rich, who we actually dealt directly with. Property Buyer really worked closely with us on the negotiation part of the process. We had quite an interesting situation. We had a vendor who was motivated to sell, but very motivated to sell at quite a high price. And they had obviously their own requirements. Their expectations of price were out of kind of sync with the market. And so it led to quite a complicated negotiation. It was quite a protracted negotiation, but there was no way of actually kind of compressing that process. And along the way, Richard was there from Property Buyer, and he was actually working with a real estate agent. We're going backwards and forwards to get the right price. And with kind of patience and tenacity, we actually did get that price. Probably something I probably wouldn't have been able to do by myself, given my lack of experience in lots of negotiations. And that's what Property Buyer did for us. They secured a great price at the end of the day. Oh, the biggest benefit by far was taking pain out of the process. So, we knew that Property Buyer was in the background, chugging away, talking to the agent, and that's something that we didn't have to do. And we got regular updates from Property Buyer telling us where we're at, what was happening, what the vendor's expectations were, what the real estate agents' kind of expectations were as well, so that was a big benefit for us. But also, probably most significant is the fact that Property Buyer were able to negotiate that good price. When you take the emotion out of a process, and so you remove yourself from the process and have someone else in there that's not emotionally attached to the process, that makes a big difference. And so they can push back, they can do all those things that you're probably not prepared to do yourself because you're a bit fearful that you'll miss the sale, right? That is what Property Buyer did, and that's what made a big difference for us. So at the end of the day, the price that we paid for this home was good, was very good, and probably a lot less than we would have paid if we'd negotiated ourselves. Look, I'd recommend Property Buyer to anyone who is in a position where they've got limited time, where they're busy, where they have limited experience in purchasing property. When you use someone like Property Buyer who has expertise, the knowledge, and the track record of securing great properties at great prices for people, then I would recommend people choose Property Buyer for that purpose.